why a lot of Luffy's fights and Zoro's fights, especially in the start, I've always been like not necessarily with a lot of like with the villagers actually being aware of who it is that is actually saving them, who it is that is actually fighting to save them, is because they don't want to be heroes. They are not doing it for the applause. Just like I promised people that were present to watch my reaction to the penultimate One Piece trailer, I'm here to do a reaction to all the episodes, right? To all the episodes of season 1 of the One Piece Netflix live action adaptation. My plan is to take it 2 episodes per week, so the entirety of September you'll just be watching videos of me reacting to One Piece and having an absolute swell time, because this is my favorite anime of all time and my favorite manga of all time, and I'm certain this is about to be my favorite live action adaptation of all time, because everything has to be perfect. I would love the Straw Hats in whatever iteration of them I am blessed with. I'm going to try and give a rating at the end of each video. So saying that I'm taking it 2 episodes per video, at the end of the video I'll be like, okay, so this is my rating for the first episode, this is my rating for the second episode, this is like, you know, both combined ratings. Usually I'm going to try and rate it over 5, each episode is over 5, and then together over 5 as well. And yeah, let's see. I want to see, let me know in the comments, one, what your rating is, your expectation for this would be. I'm trying to be sensible, even though I kind of hate that word. But I'm trying to be sensible, but also, you know, not having too high expectations, even though my expectations are already through the roof. I'm thinking that at the end of this, like the end of this video, I would give episodes 1 and 2 a combined rating of 4 stars out of 5. Let me know what you think the combined rating is, or let me know what your combined rating is. At the end of this video, I will see if I'm changing my rating, and I'll try and justify it. So give a justification for what my final rating is. So let's get started.
One brimming with mystery and teeming with danger, filled with hundreds of islands strewn across vast seas.
Lockdown, which means we're about to see Rogers' execution.
But the Marines, on behalf of your world government, strive to keep you safe and protected. Today, we've made a great stride in that effort.
Once again, if you've not seen my reaction video for the trailer, go check it out. I'm going to leave it in the description bar as well. But I'm just gonna say that Roger looks good. Roger looks really, really, really good. I also appreciate the very weathered feel that it gave to the ships. Like, they don't look as shiny. I don't know why I was assuming that they were going to be like anime-like ships, so like shining and bright and almost looking new. Like, no, you can see the wear and tear on these ships. They look like they've been on the seas for a while. Like, the sea salt is like, you know, walked on some of the wood, like, you know, stripped some of the luster of the varnish on the wood. Like, it looks real. It looks lived in.
Where is the pirate hunter Roronoa Zoro?
Zoro! We are so close to me meeting the love of my life. Actually, technically, Luffy. No, Luffy is the person I would defend to the ends of the earth and love, absolutely. But you see Zoro? You see Roronoa Zoro? Love of my life.
Kobe, clean up this mess. Come on, Captain, I'll be up.
Hi, Kobe.
You don't have any food here?
Is it Luffy if he's not asking for food? Like, to be fair, he has been in that barrel for a while. Most people would be hungry, and Luffy is more than most people, so that is expected.
Pirates are scum. They're thieves and murderers. Not the pirates I know. He's back.
Now, this is something I actually really like. Now, there's a way in which the like the anime, the One Piece anime is not very linear in that we get a glimpse of like the way in the past, we come to the present, then we go back to the past, and then we come back to the present. And the manga did follow a more expected route in that the first volume, or rather the first manga chapter, just basically has us follow Luffy as a child up to, when he makes the decision that he wants to be a pirate, he wants to be the king of pirates, and then we come to Luffy as an adult, or rather technically he's like 16, 17 at the start of the story, and that is when we then proceed forward. But you can see that in the live action they've kind of like met a middle ground, because before we saw childhood Luffy and his motivation and aspirations as a character, you had to go a bit further in the anime. In the manga, we got it up front. The live action has found a way to make it like meet in the middle. We've met Goldie Roger. We've seen Luffy as an adult. We don't yet have an idea of exactly what abilities he has, because you need the story of him as a child and how he gained those powers for you to be able to really understand how his powers work. And then you get to see his motivation right off the bat, and you can follow that. Like, you can stay consistent with that character motivation all the way through.
Work fast as the breeze, man. Captain wants us all to the traders by nightfall. For those marine bastards, get back on our trail. Easy with this route.
Lucky Root! But look at Shanks. Look at Shanks! Take note of these people. Because the one thing that the One Piece community agrees on is that Shanks is the man that is very fond of his unavailability, in the sense that all these Shanks we're getting now, appreciate it. There's going to be a dearth of Shanks in our futures.
Luffy, was wondering when you'd pop up. Our favorite street urchin come to welcome us back. How you been, kid?
It's Yasop! It's Yasop. I'm happy. I can see Yasop.
Scars on my face are proof of that.
I can do it, Shanks. I swear.
You're not ready.
I am.
They're recreating his ankle shirt as a child. Oh god, I'm trying to see. Here I was thinking that I could probably do 2 episodes per week, but at the rate this is going, I might have to make it 1 episode per week, because like, I keep pausing. See? That's the ankle shirt he has on in the manga. And he's wearing it right there. So cute!
I want to take it easy.
Ben Beckman. Ben Beckman.
Gold Roger's treasure. That's impossible. Every pirate in the world is after that. Why shouldn't they be the one to find it?
One thing that Luffy as a character has always taught me is believe in your audacity, believe in your own sauce, eat when you're hungry, be loyal to those that you've chosen as your own, and just like choose freedom. Choose freedom. Like, I love Luffy.
Pirate graveyard. 100-foot waves and sea beasts that'll crush your bones. Once you enter the Grand Line, you never return. It sounds kind of fun.
Thank you. I needed the sheer insanity. That is just how he's like, oh, danger. You mean I might die? You mean I might die? Yay! Like, thank you. Like, this just, see that happy grin. He's so happy at the thought. He's so ecstatic at the thought.
Fancy me, you sniveling runt. He doesn't have to. He's always his own man.
Yeah, like, it's reminded me of the first episode. I'm loving this so far. The first instance of his devil fruit. Like, the first showing of his devil fruit. I love it.
That's enough.
Angry Luffy would always be a fave. Angry don't touch my friends Luffy would always be a fave. Always be a fave. I see three swords, and I know it's the love of my life. I see three swords, and I know it's the one man that would always have me screaming. Ronoa. Zoro.
You've been following me for 3 days. What do you want?
You may call me Mr. Seven.
No way! Oh my god. Once again, I really like the way in which the live action is just doing stuff, because like there are certain things that were mentioned in the manga that happened that we never got to see. For example, this conversation between Mr. Seven and Zoro about Baroque works that is coming up in the live action that was just mentioned in the manga. We didn't actually see it, and I'm so excited. Woo! Fantastic introduction for him, because I know how I have a feeling, I can suspect how this will go, and my brain is about to be fucking blown. Fucking blown.
Some band of assassins.
Yeah.
He looks so unimpressed. He looks so unimpressed. My king! My king! Churi. It's the reason why I still want to get a third piercing, just so that I can get like the earrings, matching Zoro earrings, because like I gotta represent my husband on a day-to-day basis. Like, it is expected. It is how I show my love and fucking devotion. To be fair, he had been lighting a candle for his ass. He just, number seven just didn't know it.
It's kind of a long story. At least you didn't get your eye. I was aiming for it.
Like I was saying, I appreciate how it is that the story is definitely trying to follow its own beat and do what it is that it wants to do. The live action is telling the story in this linear way, but also every single time a part of the conversation relates to why Luffy has. So why does Luffy think that pirates are cool, and like pirates like Alvida are not the type of pirates he wants to emulate? We get a flashback scene to the red hair pirates, and showing just the kind of captain that Shanks is, their interpersonal relationships, just how happy and free. Like directly compare that to Kobe's experience on Alvida's ship, right? And now it comes to, how is your body able to stretch like that? And now the story is cut to us, like, here is how Luffy got the powers that is displayed in the previous fight.
I thought you said you were tough.
I am.
You can hear Bink Sake in the background. You can hear Bink Sake in the background. No, no, yo, 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 yo. Like, they're like, we're gonna give you all these things and all these hints so that you all can like pray we keep getting many more seasons, because there are so many characters we want to meet. Oh, the design for the Gum Gum no Mi is so pretty. It is so pretty. What is the use of the music? Like, oh god, I don't know. I don't think that music choice was suited for that scene. Like, and the subtext goes on miraculous music. Like, what's miraculous about that? Stunned? Like, I don't know. I don't know if that's the music choice I would have preferred for that scene. Uh, I don't think I would have chosen that music for that scene.
Guess there's one thing, but it's done.
Nobody else does the what? Be honest. Be honest with yourself. Be straightforward with what you want. Slap. Like nobody gives that slap quite like Luffy. Nobody. Nobody. Vivi! Okay.
What's that for? You being dumb. Now spit it out.
I love how he's like, smack. Spit it out. And then. Ah! Nick actually died cutting me. I'm the love of my life, actually. One of the love of my lives. So ah! Nami! It's Nami!
Hey, what gives?
Sorry, boys. Thanks for the rescue.
It's an excellent recreation. Ah, the transitioning to new areas, to new regions, the way in which they weave it into the map, it is so artfully done. I love it.
That's a terrible idea. Keep your voice down.
Interesting. Huh. So they're going to change how they meet. Huh. So the first time Luffy is going to see Zoro is going to be here. Huh.
A bottle for me and one for my friend. He's had a rough day.
Look at Nami. Look at Nami in that corner. Also, isn't that Kabaji? Like Buggy's Kabaji, the one that's, Zoro fights. Like that is so, because I recognize the hairstyle. So in this one scene, and I get it, they're using it because they want to introduce all these characters and have all of them interact at some point or catch a glimpse of each other. Because the story is very intent on, like, they're very intent on telling a very compact story. I can tell that, but like, that is interesting because that is Kabaji and that is Nami. Ah, this is so good!
Rika? You stupid, stupid girl.
Luffy is so offended at the food. He's like, why would you waste good food? Ah. El Mepo. Why did they give El Mepo the Volturi haircut? I'm sorry, he looks like a fucking Twilight vampire. He's very pale. They gave him the Volturi haircut. Like, huh. Is he also giving you like the Vampire Lestat vibes? Like, it just is giving vampire. Something about the paleness of his skin, the blonde of his hair, the length of his hair, the shirt, the jacket. It's giving vampire.
You dropped my food.
That's an interesting change, right? Um, because in the anime and the manga, but it's when Zoro does eat the onigiri that Rika makes for him. Yes, he does eat it after Elmepo has stepped on it, but the circumstances in which he eats it then is vastly different than what he does now. Um, and I don't know why. Like, this is not me being a purist of the anime or the manga, but I actually prefer how it went then. One, it did not have an audience. The only person that knew that he ate the onigiri, the one covered in sand after Elmepo had stepped on it, was Luffy and Kobe. they were the only two people who were aware of that, right? They were the ones that told Rika that he ate it, every single grain of it. Um, and also, like, this is just on the floor. Like, he stepped on it, yes, but like the other one, like, it fell on sand and he stepped on it, like it was just a mess, and he ate it. Like, you could legit like see him eating the grains of sand along with the food. I repeat, I think that the addition of the audience in this act kind of cheapens it, because we know Zoro is not doing it to perform, to appear better than he is. He's not that type of a person. Um, but now everybody's here, so Nami's seeing this happen. Of course, Luffy sees this happen. He does see it happen in the manga, like it was right in his presence, and that was when Luffy was like, "Oh, Zoro is a good person." But now you can imagine that Nami would be like, okay, this person is not at all bad because she saw this particular action. I just feel like I would have preferred if they had less of an audience, like it happened in the anime and manga. I get this choice. It's still effective. I just preferred the other option that we could have had.
Since you won't be able to collect a bounty at any marine base once I get the word out. So, what's it gonna be?
Beautiful morning, isn't it?
So we've gotten to the part in the anime and the manga with the courtyard, and honestly, once again, I get the choices that they made. I still think that it kind of takes away and strips away from Zoro's character, in the sense that he's somebody that does actually look out for kids and has the um, self-interest of kids at heart, and also tries in his way to help the city or the town or the village. Like, sure, he's looking out for number one, which is his own interest. But if he finds out that there's, like, in any way the village is at is going to be in danger and he could stop and help, he would stop and help. Even though he does not think that that is what a hero does. It's the same thing with Luffy, right? And in the manga and anime, this scene when it happens, the reason why he willingly submits himself to be strung up in the courtyard is because El Mepo and Captain Morgan, threatened the villagers, right? So it became a case of you either submit yourself, or the little girl, her mother, and like the people in the tavern, in the bar, they would be the one to suffer. And that is why Zoro submits himself, because it's like, okay, to protect them, because they are innocent, they should not have to go through that. Of course, he doesn't say that, but like that is what is implied, because that is the reason why he allows himself to be strung up. Changing the motivation of that to becoming, if you do not allow yourself to be strung up, you will never be able to make money again, because I am going to make sure, or like you'll never be able to make money again, and you would have to change your career from being a bounty hunter, because I'm going to make sure that every single marine base does not accept any of your bounties. Like, strips away the part of his character that begrudgingly, not even begrudgingly, silently helps out the villagers and the people who otherwise do not realize that they have him as a protector until like much later. Like, it strips him of that, and I do not like it, because that is a key part. Like, it's a very important part of his character. This grumpy boy, this grumpy man who rarely says anything, who likes to drink like a fucking fish, who never wants to be defeated, who is brilliant and amazing and terrifying and fantastic, but with that heart that still beats for the people. That, like, they're stripping that part of him away. I know they're going to, like, they tried, like, with the food dropping and all of that. So I know they're going to keep trying their best to establish him as somebody that will help. But like, that was great for his introduction, and that sets the stage for this is the type of person that Roronoa Zoro is. And this way, they've kind of removed that, and I do not like it. Nami in fucking disguise. Oh god, oh god. But then them in disguise, like her in disguise, it also makes me think of the G8 filler arc. Like I really hope we get to see that like at some point because that's my favorite filler. There is a Bleach filler that like the Zampaktu filler for Bleach is a very close second, like they're almost tied. But I really love the G8 filler because it's short, it's compact, it's a concise story, and it's just wonderful.
Well, I won't be dealing.
I'm gonna be king of pirates.
I think you should join my crew. What makes you think I'd want to play pirates with you? You're a great fighter. I said that together we make a pretty good team. I kill your kind for a living. Pirate.
Hunter.
Hunter. You keep saying that. Is that all you are? Is that all you want?
No way! Are they going to do the Zoro flashback? Yo! All that is left is for us to also get a Nami flashback, and we'll be like episode one. All that is left is for us to get a Nami flashback as well, and then it will just be like episode one is the flashback episodes to their various character motivations and their childhoods and everything else. Like
I made a promise to someone a long time ago.
no flashbacks.
To become the world's greatest swordsman. Impressive.
He's so happy because it's like, I see your dream. I love your dream. It's almost as amazing as my dream. Let us both fulfill our dreams together.
This is fun. Problem.
Wanna bet that Luffy pops up like right there and be like, oh, I need a map to the Grand Line too.
Hey, get back here! Do you have any idea what you're doing?
No, he does not. Luffy does not have any idea what the fuck he's doing. That is why he's Luffy. Infuriating, but we love him all the same.
It's both caught if you keep stomping around this place. Like, we need a plan.
Oh. Luffy is so fucking predictable. It's like, that's why they call you Axe and Morgan. Luffy, priorities.
I put in a request to serve under your command.
Wise choice. I expect great things from you.
Nami, my baby girl.
So why do you decide to become a thief? I didn't decide. I needed to eat. Do what you have to survive. You're right. Nothing more important than food.
Once again, Luffy being like selective amnesia. I am selectively picking what I think is most important to me to understand in this moment, and in this moment it is food. You mentioned food, I agree. So here they're going to establish that Zoro chooses not to leave them behind, and so has already started building that spirit of camaraderie. And I get it. I think that the way in which we got to this particular phase feels very disjointed with regards his character motivations. Ah!
Nami has ever escaped my wrath. I alone defeated the Black Cat Pirates.
Once again, I repeat, I like certain elements that they do bring with the live action. Mentioning the Black Cat Pirates makes me think of Captain Kuro. And just bringing this earlier. So even if it is that they don't show these characters like in the later episodes, and I hope they do. This just it just works. Like this little thing. See the things that they do right. That I love the additions they bring to the story, to the mythos. I love it. And then the things that they sort of mangle, I'm sad about. Why can't we have it all? I am upset. Can you all tell I'm upset? First and foremost, Axan Morgan is meant to be so insignificant, right? The fight was over in seconds. Zoro was fighting other people. It was a fight alone against Luffy. That was the first time, like, yeah, like, because the fight with Alvida was not very, wasn't intense at all. Nor did it have any real stakes. But that was the first time we were like, okay, so Luffy's combat in fights is higher than quite a number of like average people. So all these gang that they are giving Axan Morgan, like it's irritating me because it's unnecessary. It's fucking unnecessary. Why? Why? Ugh. Just want to make this last bit be all like, oh my god, could they possibly lose? It's 3 against 1. No, see, that's the thing. Creating this 3 against 1 scenario for fucking Axan Morgan does a disservice to both Zoro and Luffy. Because those two could take him out single-handedly. Like, especially at this part of the story. I'm sorry, my purist ass is getting even more agitated and irritated. Because see, there's something about Luffy and Zoro's relationship, right? Especially in fights, that is very key and very important to who their characters are and how much they respect the other person when it comes to a fight. The reason why, when it was that Buggy wanted to interrupt Zoro's fight with Kabaji, Luffy stops him and is like, nah, this is Zoro's fight. Stay the fuck out of it. Because it is important. It is part of, it's a disrespect to a swordsman like Zoro to be getting be getting this assistance in this fight. Also, once again, I repeat, either of them, I don't even mind if they had decided that this fight was going to be Zoro versus Axan Morgan, even though in the manga and anime, it was Luffy that takes him down. Easy. Like, it takes him down in seconds. Once he's like, okay, I'm gonna fight you, boom, the fight is over. That's what it's meant to be. The fact that we're not getting that, I'm okay, but why are they doing a team up for one of the fucking weakest? Like this person, the only person that is weaker than Axan Morgan in One Piece is fucking Alvida. The one we meet in the first chapter in the first episode.
Next time we meet, we might be enemies.
For now, we're friends.
I wonder if Toei like copyrighted the actual sound of the Denden Mushi, because that is not how it sounds. Let me play because this is my ringtone. Am I a fucking nerd? Of course I am. Like, duh. Like, if you're watching this video so far, like you all know my ass is a nerd. So this is my present. Like, see, so I think Toei probably commissioned the sound because, or they wanted the live action and the motion to sound a bit different, which I don't mind.
By a pirate in a straw hat.
One, um, that Garp is just too fucking serious. Like, nah. I miss my funny, half asleep, half dozing. You think he's an absolute goofball until he starts throwing punches Garp. Like, this Garp is very serious. He's doing all like tense shit, and I'm like, but I get it. Each medium is its own interpretation. Maybe live action Garp is meant to be very serious. Maybe that's how they want to interpret it. I get it.
I'm gonna get it back. No matter who I have to kill.
Actually don't mind this. I don't mind this because now they've kind of switched it. It's not the person that got robbed of the Grand Line map is not Buggy. Like in the anime and manga, it was Nami robs Buggy so that she can get the map to the Grand Line. In this live action, it's the Shell's marine base that she steals the map from. This would mean that Buggy would now be actively hunting them, and this change could be very interesting depending on how they execute it. I'm actually very intrigued to see how they execute it. But yeah, so this is like the first end of the first episode. Let's move to the second.
Come, let's go! Luffy!
We've gotten to his training sessions. Okay. Like I repeat, the way they are just picking elements that were otherwise scattered all over or referenced and not really shown and making it new content for us. That way, new fans are able to get all this new content, right? Old fans are able to see new things that we had wanted to see animated or drawn in some way, and now we're getting this. So we are satisfied. I am satisfied. So.
You did it!
I saw that Kuro reference. I saw that Captain Kuro poster.
Smoke smells weird.
This is new content. Oh, has Buggy found them? Luffy being very smart. I told you, when Luffy decides to use his brain, when he's not thinking about eating, when he's not focused on food, he's fucking brilliant. Yo, what if it is that right, with the Jolly Roger at the start of the episode, what if each episode's Jolly Roger changes to reflect whichever pirate they would be dealing with or meeting or fighting in the episode? Like that would be such a nice touch. That would be such a nice touch.
So the pirates.
Who the hell's Shanks?
You don't need to fight. You can talk to them. Pirate to pirate.
Oh god, I love Luffy. Luffy, I love you, but you're in the wrong fucking anime. Conversations and talk only works in Naruto. You do not have talk no jutsu powers. You're not Uzumaki Naruto. Like, this is not gonna work.
No! Stop laughing! No! Stop! It's all wrong!
Buggy's makeup though is giving more Joaquin Phoenix's Joker than it's giving me the maybe it's the way in which the lipstick spread. I don't know. But there's just something about his makeup that is making me think more Joaquin Phoenix is portrayal of Joker than I am thinking of Buggy from the anime. But let's see.
To steal that map from old Axe Hand. Moron! Only to find out that I was upstaged by 3 little nobodies.
Are they nobodies though? It's the start of the Straw Hat Crew. It's the start of the Straw Hat Crew. It's the start of the Straw Hats crew. It's the start of the Straw Hat crew.
I'm gonna have a chat with my stretchy new pal.
I don't know. Maybe it's just his Buggy feels kind of off. I need to remember the live action adaptation is its own medium. The characters are going to be interpreted in their own different ways. And just because so far I have been kind of iffy about the interpretation of Garp and now the interpretation of Buggy does not mean that I'm not going to love them as their own versions. I'm just.
Make no mistake, sir. I won't rest till I have every one of those pirates hanging in my yard.
That's fair, but I'm going to need you to trust me.
Just like a thief to light up my face and ask me to believe her.
You got any other options?
You can stretch me all you want. I can do this all day. I'm not asking.
Did they legit? They just brought in and they just put in I'm certain the writers were like he. We just snuck in a Captain America line, a Captain America quote. Like first and foremost, why is Steve Rogers I can do this all day? Line, why is he here? Why is he here? Why is he here?
Hey, kid! You want to get tall fast? Boogie.
I can't even laugh at the fact that they are doing the joke of Luffy always willfully misunderstanding or misremembering people's names over and over and over when he first meets them. Like that joke. I love that joke. I should be laughing. But why is Buggy being played like that? Like I think somebody said it's possible that someone was like, One Piece is so irreverent and so fucking funny and so silly that it's possible that new people watching the show might not actually enjoy it if it's as silly as it should be, especially in the early episodes. So we're going to make it way more serious than it needs to be. And all I'm thinking is that the silliness offsets the very serious topics we actually end up exploring in these stories. Why is this the depiction of Buggy that we get? Buggy is meant to be funny. His ineptitude is meant to be part of the humor. I don't see any ineptitude. I just see somebody cosplaying as the Joker, which is unfair because Buggy the Clown deserves better. We deserve better.
Killed a lot of pirates. Your name is Kabudgy. And a couple of years ago, you hunted us across the Goa Kingdom. Followed us.
Mention of the Goa Kingdom. I repeat, like these are the things that the live action does that I actually really enjoy. But then it does stupid things that I hate, and I'm just resentful and irritated because they could have done better. But also giving Kabaji this backstory of Zoro hunted and killed his brother is interesting because like in the manga and the anime it was more like, oh, I want to be the strongest. I can't believe that people think that you're stronger than me. So I think that this gives him a more compelling backstory, which I actually approve and I like.
You cut off his head. You stuffed it in a bag. Oh, you buried. Okay, that does sound like me.
So far, the only portrayals I actually really am enjoying in this live action, Luffy, yes. Zoro, yes. Nami, yeah. And I think Kobe, yeah. Like so far, 4. Every other person, I'm just like, what are you doing?
It's a core value of the Marines. Is that right, Bogart? Yes, sir. Well, that seems to be lacking at this particular base.
Thank you. Thank you. It took us a while. Like, I should never have doubted you, Garp. I don't trust this very serious depiction because I don't like it. But at the heart is always going to be Garp. So yes. And Bogart. And I'm glad, I'm like, okay, okay.
Are you upset? You should eat something. Not hungry.
That is a first for Luffy. That is going to be the one and only first for Luffy. Like, sorry, that is going to be the only time Luffy will say, I am not hungry. Because Luffy is always hungry.
You can spill a drink on me and I'll let it slide. But don't you ever threaten my friends.
I swear that line always gets to me. That line always gets to me. I would never understand the decisions that the writers of this show took. I would never understand the decisions that the writers of this show took. Because you see, that scene was meant to have one of the mountain bandits after Shanks steps up to try and save Luffy from the head of the bandits. It points his gun at him, right? It points his gun at Shanks, and Shanks is like, you're putting yourself in danger, right? By pointing that at me. I was like, ha 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 ha, what are you talking about? And Shanks goes, I'm saying it's not safe to point guns. Which is when the next thing we see is boom, bullet going through the mountain buddy's head and the smoking gun being held by Lucky Root. It was like that was the first time that we see the red-haired pirates be like, we see them in their full we can fucking kill you glory. Yes, our captain likes to, like, we all like to laugh and kiki and joke and you can spill drinks, but the minute you threaten one of our own, we are going to fucking kill you because we're ultimately pirate. I mean, look at this, look at that this is the scene. This is the perfection that is that scene that we've recreated several times. Having Shanks point his hands, like, it wasn't pointing like I'm going to attack you. It was a better put that thing. It was all like, you better put that down. Having him point like he's doing some sort of magic finger, and then boom, the bullet comes. Everybody's like, oh my god, is Shanks shooting bullets out of his fingers? Did he eat the bullet fruit or something? And no, he's Lucky Root shooting. Like, what is this? Who is writing? I'm tired. Who is writing this? Who is writing this? That was a nice way to be like, Yasop is our sharpshooter. The bullet is gonna hit. That was good. That was good. This whole cluster of all of them fighting, like, it is clear this show just likes making a big production of fight scenes that are meant to be over in like 3 seconds. Because the reason why they're meant to be over in 3 seconds is meant to show how insignificant these characters are. It's meant to show the power differentials between these characters. Like, the bandits are no fucking, they are not in any way close to the level of the redheads, like of the red-haired pirates. Just like I repeat, Axe and Morgan is not in any way close to the level of either Zoro or Luffy. Like,
And I love
You can't make people love you. Just like you can't make them smile.
all of these things are choices. The reason why a lot of Luffy's fights and Zoro's fights, especially in the start, have always been like not necessarily with a lot of like with the villagers actually being aware of who it is that is actually saving them, who it is that is actually fighting to save them, is because they don't want to be heroes. They are not doing it for the applause. They just happen to want to fight against somebody that is oppressing a group of people and set them free, because helping other people be free or ensuring that other people are free, because freedom is something that matters the most to him. Freedom is what you would consider Monkey D. Luffy's ideals. Like, that is the essence of his character. So having him do all of this, I don't think, I'm trying to remember, because I don't think he actually does a big fight that like everybody in the um in the village, in the kingdom can see or are aware of, that he's fighting for them. I don't think that happens until after the time skip. I don't think that happens until after the time skip, when we meet when we go to Fishman Island. I like, because even what happens on Thriller Bark, it wasn't like an actual village, but like the first time that he's fighting for the freedom to free like a certain village or a kingdom, and these people are aware of it, and they are hoping and hoping that he succeeds. Like, that is after the time skip, and that is significant because that is the point where his renown builds to the point that the everyday people can now put a name to the face that is saving them. It's part of his story. It's part of his character trajectory and arc. What is this? This big I get it that using this whole thing of him almost drowning in seawater and juxtaposing that against when he was a child and almost drowning in the sea thanks to that piece of shit, a bandit, and all of that. And I'm like, I like that use of the seawater and water as a narrative device to tell both stories, um, and to jump back and forth between the present and the past. I just wish it was not being done in front of an audience, because the audience part is just not necessary.
You really don't fear death, do you? No, just don't fear you.
The highlights. No, the writing for Zoro in this show. The highlight. Oh. Mm, 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 mm. It's Buggy laughing like he's going to kill that map for more than 3 seconds for me.
Chop chop! Cannon!
And I'm gonna be king of the pirates. Whoa. No. Wait.
Bazooka! That was satisfying. That was very satisfying.
I'm a different kind of pirate.
I'm a different kind of pirate. He really is. Oh, Luffy, I love you so much. I'm sorry. I'm gonna cry.
For honor. For justice! For justice! For the Marines! For the Marines!
Just in case I've not made it clear. Oh my god, look at Choo Choo! It's Choo Choo! They brought Choo Choo! Okay, but just in case, and by the way, Choo Choo is a dog, for those that don't know. See, those are important parts of the story that they didn't show in the. I get it. They wanted the live action to be its own story. I'm just going to accept that. I would like to point out though that just in case I don't make it clear, I am not a fan of the Marines. I will always support the pirates of One Piece, except certain pirates, and that is because they piss me off. But I would always support the pirates of One Piece.
And I want you to take it.
To pass it on the torch. To pass it on the hat.
I'm sorry. This is one of my favorite scenes across all the media. Every time we get to the part where Shanks hands Luffy his hat, I just start bawling my eyes out. Like,
Fixed it.
this is also one of my favorite scenes. When she fixed his hat. My straw hat.
Shanks guy sounds alright.
yeah, I forgot to mention that's another person I do not I like. Actually enjoy the way is being played, and that is the Shanks depiction in the live action as well. They actually made like earpiece Denden Mushies. That is awesome. That is incredible. Um, but yes, so that is the end of the second episode. Wow. Editing this video is going to be a bitch. I feel so sorry for editing Noria. She's about to cry. This is also going to be a very long video, so if you made it to the end, thank you so much. Um, I know at the start I said that I was probably going to give, like, I assumed like I was going to give like a 4-star rating, right? 4/5 star rating for the 2 episodes. Now that I've watched it, I actually would drop it to Siri. Shut up. Um, Now that I have watched both episodes, I think I would give it a 3.5 star rating for each of them, and so grand total 3.5. And the reason is because, like, although I do enjoy it, and I'm certain you all saw how much I enjoyed it, the parts that I felt were did not take into consideration the characters and the reason why they were the way they were, and how I think they should have been interpreted, kind of took a bit of the story away from me. For me, it might still be a 4 star, even a 5 star for you. But I do think that so far the setup for the story itself, it's really, really good. I think that the setup for the character of Zoro and his motivations, and why he and Luffy, the way in which they play off of each other, the way they fight and all of that, I think that it could have been done better. I do appreciate the CGI. You can tell that they spent a lot of money on this. I love the recreation of the outfits, the recreation of iconic scenes. I have a problem with the way in which Buggy was interpreted and Garp was interpreted. Like, it's kind of, it's just weird to me, and also makes me very terrified, because now every time we are introduced to new characters, I worry if their interpretation will be off as well. That's another reason why it's a 3.5 star for both episodes. um but I do have hope, and also 3.5 out of 5 is still incredible for me. I'm looking forward to watching the rest of the episodes, and I'm going to take you all on that ride with me when I do so. But yeah, let me know what your final ratings were for the first 2 episodes. Um, Let me know if you're okay. Let me know what your final ratings are for the first 2 episodes. Let me know what you thought of what you think about the interpretation of Buggy and the interpretation of Garp in the first 2 episodes. I would like to know your thoughts, so drop it in the comments. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, please share it. Thank you for being patient and watching to the end, because I know that this video is going to be long as fuck. And I repeat, I feel so sorry for editing Noria, because like I am crying in anticipation of the work that awaits her and awaits me. But yes, until next time, until my next video, which is most likely going to be a bit of like character creation gameplay for Baldur's Gate 3, which is finally out on PS5. Um and the immediate video after that, like, which is going to be my reactions to episode 3 and 4. Don't worry, I do intend to react to all the episodes for the first season of One Piece. So please subscribe if you're a nerd, if you like nerding out about stuff, if you want to watch other people nerd out about stuff. Please, like I said, consider subscribing to my channel and supporting me, because like I live for that shit. But yeah, see you all shortly in a bit in my next video. Bye.